So, I don't know why the ambient music is not playing. I don't. Sometimes Roll20 just doesn't work properly. Play that. Play that. There we go. All right, guys. Welcome back to Star Trek Dakota on the infamous group. I am your GM or Admiral or however you want to call it for this game, Doc Camo. And we got everyone back except for Security Chief. So, last time, we're going to go into a recap. So, last time, the ship left Space Dock, Starbase 4. It was pulled out of space by an unknown life form within the warp core. It was swallowed by a massive alien construct large enough to house multiple space stations. And you helped Orions. You helped stop a radiation leak, and you're about to treat some Orions, and you received a hail from the space construct. So you should be seeing the shuttle bay, and that is the continuation of where we left off. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? All right, EXO. When you first get there, the little a little girl comes running right past you, screaming, "Auntie!" And she just jumps into the Orion woman's arms. And Sly, you would notice this as your employee's daughter. Uh, oh my. oh my. Oh my is going to be like, well, I don't have to work anymore and I should be at school, but. And then she pauses for a second. She's like, never mind that. And she goes back to her aunt because she hasn't seen her in a while. And her aunt's kind of sick and tells her that she should go back to school. So, what are you going to do, Tully? You're in charge here. Because the security chief guy left, he's going to step up and be like, I will escort her back to the school again. At least you're not stealing the shuttle this time. And then they leave. And with that, we are going to jump to engineering. Where was the last time we were there? That should be Act 2, yeah. There we go. By this time, the science officer has arrived to join you. Oh, they're red shirts. They'll get their own image and stuff if they happen to survive any fuckery that might happen while we're here. So yeah, the like you said, the life form was building up dissonant power waves. and it's building up inside the warp core. That's also when Tolly just materializes because he did send one of his parts here before we left. So I'm pretty sure you're going to be like report or something. Oh, damn. Damn. So, Lieutenant Rin is going to be like, I suggest you go inside, Commander. You're a holographic life form. You can get scans of the life form, and then we can study it and learn best further to proceed. Uh, oh, yeah. Lieutenant Rin nods, and she's like, well, then we should try and scan it some. But it's kind of hard with the residual antimatter in the intermix chamber. But you did issue Reacher an order, so roll me command presence difficulty 1. Yes. Is, don't we always have roll 20 issues? Nah. Well, you got you generated a momentum, so you're up to 5 momentum. And she's gonna scan the life form. Insight science. Microbiology. And do you want her? It's going to be a difficulty 3 roll. Do you want her to use momentum, or do you want her to just roll? I mean, the ship can also assist her, so. Uh, and she gets exactly 3. But let's see if you get more momentum using the ships as a help. Computers. No, that would be sensors and science. Uh, there is a complication because that is a 19. However, it did replace the momentum it spent, unless you want to use that to undo the complication. All right, you're down to 4 momentum, and you got the scans. So give me a second while I grab the information. you should all see the conference board with some basic information about the life form. And you can spend a bonus momentum to get additional information. But you should see the unknown life form, and it gives you a couple of Earth creatures that it's similar to, and a genetic analysis of a creature that it's similar to. And Lieutenant Wren is like, it appears to resemble a sea cucumber and a tadpole from Earth, and it's biologically related to the Gormengander, sir. So you want to go inside and try and communicate with it, or you're gonna you can spend momentum to get more information without needing to scan. All right. And more information comes popping up on the reading. Dissonant power waves are building up to hazardous levels. The computer warns that there's 24 hours into a warp core implosion. And you get some basic behavioral characteristics the computer has noticed from the life form. It appears to be animalistic, instinctual, and spacefaring. And the organism appears to be in danger of starvation. Man, the ship has plenty of fuel. You can put antimatter back into the engine, but that's only a temporary measure, Lieutenant Wren says. And the engineering chief's like, I want my warp core back. I want it out of my engine. All right. So what were you saying? Uh, Lieutenant Wren's like, we should be able to modify a antimatter containment vessel to be a temporary aquarium, and then maybe we can give it to Nurse Phlox and or find another permanent solution later on down the road. What do you think, Commander? Well, we are going to jump to the bridge first. We will get back to building it. Where is the bridge? There we go. Or it's not. No, I didn't want that. I wanted to grab the stupid person flag, not the character sheet. This person is not here. This person is not here. And I assume you went to sick bay with the Orions? All right. And you're not there. You inoculated them so they wouldn't get further sick and they could like wake up and not be put in a coma. But yes, they were radiation. And let me go make sure what kind of radiation it was. Yeah, their engines leaking radiation. So you're on the bridge and you're receiving basically a hail from the machine, and the captain's going to be like, play it. And it's just going to be inaudible screeching. Everyone except Fatali is basically holding their ears. And the counselor's Targ is freaking out. So the captain like motions to cut it off, and she's like, "Somebody figure out how to listen to that message and get that life form off my ship." And she's gonna be like, "Commander, you have the bridge," and she's gonna head to a ready room. Science is Lieutenant Rin. She's on with the life form. So you want to filter out background noise and run it through the universal translator. Right. That is a reason plus con task assisted by the ship's communications and science. Difficulty 1. Yeah, that one's not a. Alright, that one's not a complication. But you only needed 1 success and you got 4. So you have 3 momentum. But you can't use 1. So you have a bonus momentum. You can use it to obtain more information, to set up a seed trait. So you basically want to set it up so you can easily listen to this language later on. All right. That's easy. And you did successfully translate the message, so I'll read that in a second. Handouts. Uh, you will you will notice once the computer started translating it into code for the translator to read that it's kind of like an advanced form of machine language like binary. It's more complicated than binary, but it's That was the transmission. Yes. Captain's gonna kind of like shake her head. She's like, so that the captain's gonna like face palm, and she's gonna be like, so we're dealing with a machine intelligence too. And I do agree that we should probably get the life form out of the engine. But if we have to go deeper into the machine to figure out how to get out of here, I think we have no choice. So have Khan plot a course deeper into the machine. As the ship pulls deeper into the machine, you enter a large chamber filled with all kinds of asteroids. And it's not going to, and debris, and it's quite obviously you were not the only ship to have attempted these tests. So you're gonna have to plot a course through the asteroids, and this is a control con task, difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's engines and con. Oh. So you have a complication, and you didn't make enough successes. Fun. So yes, you pass the first asteroid, but it scrapes against the hull, and you're gonna take a couple of the shields are gonna take a hit. I'm gonna drop some shields down, but you made it through. You successfully made it through uh, the asteroid field, and immediately the sensors alarms go off, and um, your operations officer, Ensign Stevens, tells you, Sir XO, it appears that space is getting larger. The walls are moving away at alarming rates. It's control con difficulty 1 because you're just moving the ship. Yes, the ship can assist too. All right. So you have 2 bonus momentum because you had max momentum. But it you are moving. And all indications, all systems, all screens, all readings tell you that you are moving further and further away from the position that you were in. But it appears like you're not moving at all. Like the walls have just started speeding up so much that you can't even keep up with it. Right, so the ship is now at a stop. Roll me insight science difficulty 1. Is a 13 a success for you? Is a 13 a success for you for insight science? Alright, so you still got the one that you needed. And it's a bonus momentum. You can use it however you want. Because you still have 2 of them, unless you want them to go away. Because you got 2 from the last roll. And you're at maximum momentum. So you can obtain more information, or you can set up a scene trait. Yes. It's likely that the intelligence has built this structure with the ability to bend the laws of physics and reshape space. Um, Engines warp the fabric of space, achieve velocities previously believed impossible. So it's kind of like it's using a warp bubble to distort space. Uh, uh, the counselor here, she suggests that you might want to try messing with the warp bubble. Maybe you can tell the intelligence you understand. What exactly are you going to do? So you want to invert the warp bubble so it doesn't. You're not okay. Well, the first one, reason science difficulty 1, because you're just setting up a holographic and you're pretty um, familiar with those systems, and you can delegate this if you want. Well, you get an extra bonus momentum, but you passed, and you nothing happens. Its space is still getting it's expanding exponentially rapidly. That is a reason science task assisted by the ship's engines and science, and it's a difficulty 3. And I am I am gonna I'm gonna spend 2 threat to make that a difficulty 4. All right. So you're down to 5 momentum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 6 successes. So you're back up to 6 momentum, and you have 5 bonus momentum. So we're gonna say that you've successfully inverted this warp bubble, uh, and as soon as the bubble is inverted, it neutralizes the shifting physics, and the chamber rapidly returns to its previous configuration. And then when the space like shrinks on itself, you're surrounded by the Gormengander. And they don't look good. Not at all. And I said you were surrounded, so it'd be more like this. Ensign Stevens is like, what do we do, Commander? Do we figure out how to give him the medicine? Do so he's like, I think we should ask the doctor how that might be possible. I don't even like, but I know he's like dealing with the Orions. All right, and with that, we're gonna jump to the doctor's part of the story. So give me a second while I set up sickbay. I have to completely set that up because I didn't expect you to bring the Orions back to the ship. Well, I figured you were gonna fix their ship. Grab all these Orions. Did you would you have security set up? Wait, how? There are so many maps. It's not even funny. All right, so we don't need the bat. Now for security. Well, we can put you guys at least in sick bay while I. Oh, it actually played the sound. It's a miracle. Roll 20. It's a miracle. She played the sound. I'm gonna grab the one guard that you had inside because I'm gonna get somebody that is not nameless. All right, so yeah, you're in sick bay. You and the doctor are doing your thing, or you and the nurse Fox are doing your thing, and you have Lieutenant Latara Bajoran, security officer, inside with you, and there are two red shirt security officers outside the door. No, there was only four Orions on the ship. There are four Orions that are crew, like they're not like crew, but they're residents of the Dakota. So there are more Orions on board, but only four of them are sick. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna use. I don't know if immunology would count since I'm not immunizing them against radiation. They're already infected. So yeah, I don't think I have anything. Oh, diplomacy because they're fucking Orions. So yeah, he'll come over with a tricorder to the leader and say, um, uh, "Is it morning or evening, or does it matter?"
Um, it's probably about mid afternoon.
Okay, he'll say, "Good afternoon, Miss," and he'll look at his tricorder as if he's got her information. He probably doesn't, but he wants to act professional. Miss Zara Kessex, is that your name?
Yes, that's my name. I'm captain of the Sapphire, the Sapphire Nexus.
Uh, well, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to scan you and your crew to make sure that the radiation didn't get too deep into your cells. And if it's just a matter of sickness, we can give you some medication for that and have you cleared up in no time.
She's like, please do, because we have to help these Gormaganders. I heard the call that we're surrounded by them. Maybe you should focus on them and not us.
I don't know. Does Marsden know anything about that? Because I was kind of under the impression that he was just dealing with the Orions.
Yeah, he's just dealing with the Orions. You did bring the medicine. You brought the medicine back to the ship with you.
Okay, so so then he knows that the medicine that they brought that the Orions had is specifically for the Gormanganders that are outside. Um,
Correct.
okay, so he'll say, "Well, this scan will just take a few seconds, and if if you're all good, then I will be more than happy to supply those Gormaganders with your medicine."
All right. Well, then go ahead and roll me insight medicine difficulty two.
How much momentum are we at? 6.
You're at six momentum, and you are assisted by the ship's
Oh yeah.
sensors and medicine.
All right. I won't buy any dice then. Go ahead and roll. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we got another momentum.
So
Um.
you actually have,
eh,
yeah.
So yeah, what does it look like? What does the scan look like?
Well, you have a bonus momentum. You have a bonus momentum. So if you want to spend that, you can spend that now.
Uh, I'll spend it after I get the information because it might affect what I do with it.
Um, so yeah, they all there is no further damage happening to them, but they all have radiation burns and minor radiation sickness.
Okay. Um. Then I just want to with that bonus momentum. I just want to ask: is there anything medically or physiology or psychology wise about the Orions that I should know about that's not normal for Orions?
Yes, Jared Dorkel here appears to have pheromone glands despite being male.
Okay. I don't think Marsden will care that much about that as long as it's nothing like nefarious. Like if it's known that people do that to like use as potentially like to manipulate someone to steal from them or to trick them,
Well,
then he might.
you would know that the pheromones can be used in that way, but there's nothing to indicate that it was like not natural to his body. Like besides the fact that males don't normally have it.
Right.
It wasn't
Yeah.
surgically implanted or anything.
Oh, it was okay. Then yeah, then in that case he'll just okay, put a little note in his report or whatever, but otherwise it's not a big deal. And he'll tell Zara looks like just a few hypo sprays over the next few hours and you guys will be as good as new. And he goes over to Anara Phlox to prepare that. He'll just let her prepare it because he's gonna go deal with the Gormanganders. Where did we put the medicine? Is it in the cargo bay?
You brought it with you on the shuttle, so it's probably in
Or
the
did we
cargo
move it
bay
to the
because that's
sick
what.
bay or somewhere else?
Well, I'm pretty sure the shuttle staff would have moved it to cargo bay because that's.
You there, Doc?
Oh, I'm not. I'm mute. I didn't unmute myself. I'm talking the whole time. I'm pretty sure that you guys had it beamed to the cargo bay.
Okay, then yeah, he'll go. He'll probably let the bridge know, like, yeah, I'm heading to the cargo bay to secure the load of medicine. If you could have some people there to help me. Is it like big crates of medicine or is it just like a few hypo sprays? Like, what does it look like?
It's a singular crate of a medicine that's enough to inoculate all of the Gormanganders. You just got to figure out how to do it, like how to
Right.
administer it.
And do we know what's wrong with the Gormanganders?
Um,
Is
I
it just
didn't.
a
I, I
side
didn't.
effect?
I didn't create the name of a disease, but they're suffering from like in Star Trek, Gormanganders are going to extinct because of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. So yeah, he'll just go ahead and go to the cargo bay and get that stuff ready to. He'll probably
technically,
is
while not doing it completely legal, they're
right.
basically trying to do an act of conservation.
Is is this kind of medicine uh like a base chemical that we can turn into like an aerosol or a liquid, or is it already one of those things like an aerosol or a liquid?
It's a liquid, but it can be turned into an aerosol if you want to.
Because the only reason I'm asking is because Marsden thinks is being in space and all, assuming that there's no atmosphere outside the ship inside this big construct, it's going to be pretty hard to just administer this without getting up close and personal. And I know, but he doesn't know. Marsden doesn't yet know how many there are, but there are quite a few of them. So some sort of dispersal, maybe a particulate, maybe turning it into um like particles, like solid particles that they can ingest or something, because that won't have any effect on. Well, actually, I guess technically it would turn into that anyway if it's cold, in space. It would kind of freeze a little bit, so it probably would do that anyway. So yeah, he'll just make sure that when it gets to the actual Gormaganders, it's some sort of like solid particulate that they're capable of consuming.
So you want it
Quick
to like
question.
because they eat energy, kind of like the warp plasma.
Quick question. Oh, that answers the question.
Oh,
I was
you
gonna
mean
say.
like turn it into some sort of energy? Turn it into like a lecture. Oh, we could turn it into some sort of electrified like mist or like like small liquid, and then once we send it out into space, it's still electrified, but then it turns into like particulate, like solid particles, and then they consume it because they're gonna go after it because ooh, energy, and then yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a plan.
All right, and
Lore.
with that, we're gonna jump back to the life form.
Lots of lore just dropped right now.
I was only asking for the doctor's take so he can come up with these hypotheses.
Give me a second while I grab all of your characters. Some of these maps
Uh,
were
uh,
set up, but I've completely changed them as you've made different choices. Well, this one's empty, but you are still. This is still one of your holographic versions, but you, Lieutenant Rin and Finn, are in one of the workshops trying to work on the containment.
All right.
okay.
And this is a life form. If you want to involve yourself, Doc, you can. I mean, the doctor.
As long as the cargo bay situation is good, like as long as unless I have to roll something for that or whatever, but I just want to make sure that medicine is ready to go before I go anywhere else.
All right. Well, then to
I
bring
mean,
the
I might not have to
medicine,
do anything.
that would be a reason medicine difficulty 2 roll to set up and make sure that medicine is stocked, and then we'll get with building the containment.
Okay. Can I argue for insight?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Since I am using biology as well as some sort of delivery form of delivery technology, can I use biotechnology as a focus?
Yes, I'll allow that.
Okay, let's see here. And is the ship assisting? Or is
Yes.
that okay?
Well, it would be computers and medicine because you're probably looking up similar things that
Mm,
the Starfleet has done. So,
yeah, let's see here. Oh, you got it. Okay.
it's
Cool.
not a
So we got 4 successes. And
complication.
how what was the difficulty? 2 or 1?
It was 2.
Okay, so you should have 2 momentum
Yeah,
or 2 bonus
you have
momentum.
2 bonus momentum. So
Um,
you can set up a scene trait. You can ask information.
how much is a scene trait?
It's just 1 momentum.
Okay, I want to spend 1 scene trait to have the trait friend of the Gormaganders in case something happens in the future where the Gormaganders turn on us. I want them to not do that. And then for the obtain information, with this delivery service of kind of the medicine for the Gormaganders, um, I just want to know if this is if the same thing that I'm doing now with this medicine, if it's something that I could apply to the smaller Gormangander baby or whatever it is inside our ship to get it to leave and go with its parents or something.
So you want to see if um, you can use the mist or the medicine to feed.
Yeah, to kind of lure it out.
Bring it out. Like it would have to be beamed out of the intermix chamber. It looks like it
How
developed
did it get in
inside.
there?
It looks like it developed inside. There are no
Oh, okay.
skins, or it could have something to do with the constructs. All kinds of.
Well, I mean, I think it's more likely that just because, well, because of everything that's going on, but also just because of something I remember from the show of how that happened. But um, I guess I could also just use the obtain information momentum to see if this little critter also has the same disease that the parent Gormanganders do. I don't know which one of those would be easier or better, but
It does not have the disease, but it is genetically similar. Like
right.
it could live with the Gormengander.
Okay. And then probably eventually get the disease anyway. Um all right. Well, I'm tell you what, I've got to run for 10 minutes, so I'll just say that my character is still in the cargo bay for the next 10 minutes, and then by the time I get back, if there's still anything going on with the baby Gormagander, then that's when he'll arrive in with Finn and Ren and Zib. 'Cause I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that works for me.
So the creature just bred itself in the ship. Okay.
Yeah, that as far as you know, nothing it didn't transfer on. It wasn't there and then it was.
Yeah.
Non-consensually onto the ship. Oh man, I feel bad for her.
The ship didn't consent to having a child.
Oh man, didn't consent. I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
So Risha's like, this is, and she puts a token on the map. You should see
So
a containment vessel now, and she's like, this is your standard anti-miner containment vessel, though it does require some modifications to
yeah.
work. And she shows you some schematics of how what she's saying. As you can see on the side, we have to cut these out and put in some windows and a place to monitor its vitals.
Yeah.
Look.
I can do that. Um.
Ouch.
So
Uh.
that is a reason engineering task difficulty 2, but I am spending 4 momentum and making that a 4.
I am going to spend 2 threat, and not 2 threat, 2 momentum. Can I get 2 dice for
Yes.
how many momentum? Um. Um. And I'm using patience. So whenever you successfully success a task with any purchase on one or more d20s. So if I succeed at this, I get bonus momentum for each dice purchased.
Oh, so if you succeed, you generated 2 bonus momentum. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
All right, well, roll.
and yes, I do. Bone 2 bonus momentum.
Yeah. So you got exactly 4, and you're back up to maximum momentum. Oh, it's actually the bonus momentum. So you can
Yeah.
set up a scene trait, or you can obtain more information.
Um, one is going to be setting up a scene trait specifically for um the little baby. For to be able to adapt to this new
You want to make it
pod.
so there are no more complications with the life form.
Yeah, yeah, for this yeah. And then the next one is to obtain more information about the life form to be able to prevent more complications.
Have you found the baby daddy?
The life form is an infant, but it's almost identical to a Gormengander, except slightly different. So it's basically another space whale. It's not the same species, but it's damn close.
Okay, so it's another species variant, but it's not. It's same. It's similar, but it's different species. Different species. Gotcha. So he's gonna say, well, it's we can't give it to the Gormageddons because it's its own unique species, Commander. But we can make it comfortable in this pod
Yeah, the
for it to
pod
grow.
is the perfect environment for it, and since you set up the scene trait for no further complications, I'm not even going to make you roll to transport it into the pod. It just has to be transported into the pod.
Commander, can we transport it into the pod now?
Yes. Let us proceed.
All right. You call transporter room and you tell the transporter chief, which actually has a name, uh, Chief Zindai, Chief Petty Officer Zindai, and she's like, Roger, Commander, energizing. And you look into the containment and you can see it floating around the nice new environment that you made it.
And this is where we can actually properly feed it as well. Hey, nurse.
She responds, I have my hands full with the Orions. How can I help you?
You want to come down and check this out?
I have somebody send the life form to sickbay. I am treating patients at the moment.
How big is the container?
It's handheld. It could be carried.
So he's gonna carry it to sick bay with the commander and Rin with him
All right.
to make sure that it gets there.
We are going to remove the directive of dealing with the unknown life form because you have dealt with the unknown life form.
And he's gonna mention to the commander, we're gonna have to come up with a new name for this species.
I suppose we could ask the doctor what he thinks.
Yeah. We'll give a message with the doctor to make sick bay.
Well, we wait for Infamous. We're going to jump back to the bridge. And I guess we have to wait for him either way to do that. So, what are you doing right now, Sly? We'll take a hiatus.
Right now I'm trying to fix up the stuff from my bar because of the shaking that happened earlier.
All right, so let's get to your bar.
I gotta run for like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
And it's triggering my OCD right now, all the mess and everywhere.
And it's at this moment that you are basically approached by all three of your Orion employees, and they want to go see their sisters and brothers in sickbay because they're all from the Sapphire Nexus. That's where they're all born.
All right, I'm gonna tell them to visit them quickly. We need this place cleaned up while the crisis, once the crisis is over. I want these places to be cleaned and ready for more people to relax after this event.
Uh, Being surprised that you were accommodating the older one, Thalassa was like, "We will set up a shift, and one of us will go at a time, and we will do the work at the same time."
Do it quickly.
And the youngest one is going to run out first. She's going to go. And she's like, "Where should we start first?"
Start by the services area with the replicators. Make sure they're not damaged.
All right, Thalassa's going to go over there. And I'm going to need you to roll command presence.
All right. Command. Wait, where is it? Oh, command and presence. Complication 1.
Yes. You're just giving her a basic order.
Totally spec.
All right. And you are up to 5 momentum, and you have succeeded. So she tests the replicators. Let's open up her sheet. Hopefully she's the one that's good at this. She can't figure out what's wrong with the replicators. They're not working, boss.
I would like to go over there and do it personally, kind of shoving her aside.
Alright, insight engineering.
Can I use a talent? No, wait. Yeah,
What are your talents?
analytical recall.
Let me read the description, but that sounds like it should work. Halo armor. Find them some reconfirmation faster than used, able to process. Yeah, you'll just get more information from. Basically, you'll be able to, if you succeed at the task, you'll get the information like you spent bonus information. You'll get extra information.
All right.
But yes, that works.
How many dice does that get me? Just 2 or?
It doesn't actually give you an extra dice.
Oh, okay, all right.
It allows you to get, basically, if you succeed, you can use it to, like you spent a point of momentum to get information. You just get the information. If that makes sense.
All right then. Complication range 1, right?
Yeah, and you can use that up to 3 times per session.
It will be like control and engineering.
It's insight and engineering to learn what's wrong with them.
All right.
No, you got enough, and you're now up to maximum momentum. It seems like the replicators don't like the Romulan energy, and they want the warp core back online. So there needs to be some power modulation, so it can actually read the it can actually accept the energy coming from the singularity.
Can I look around and see what other equipment here uses a separate power source?
Yeah, you can take a look around. That would probably be insight and science. Actually, no, you're looking engineering because you're same role because you're looking for equipment, and that's going to be like a difficulty 2.
Can I use a momentum for that?
You can use a momentum to grab an extra dice, yeah.
That'd be task roll 3, right? That's another dice. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see.
You got 2 successes. So yeah, you have noticed that most of the lighting is on emergency power. They have their own battery backs. You can sacrifice light bulbs and temporarily shunt the power to the replicators if you want.
All right, then I do that. I tell her to lower the emergency lighting by 25% and divert the rest to the replicators.
All right. And she does it rather expertly, bringing you guys back up to full momentum. And she's gonna spend the 2 bonus momentum to set up a scene trait so that the replicators, she basically made an emergency power for the replicators, so it won't, she made it permanent instead of a patch.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And
Thank you.
perfect time, because we will switch back to sickbay.
Yeah, Finn let you know that he's going to sick bay with the creature. And he'll fill you in when you get there.
Okay. He finished the medicine and then go to cargo bay to sick bay. Is it already sick or something?
I think she wanted to
Go.
give it to the nurse.
Yeah, Finn wants to give it to the nurse to look after. Because I figured it out that it's its own separate species. It's saying
Oh,
it.
okay. So it's
Yeah,
not
so
an
it's
actual baby Gormengander.
yeah, it's not an actual baby Gormangano. It's like it, but it's like a sub species of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, we're probably gonna best off look after it.
And Finn is
That's why
carrying.
he.
Finn is carrying it in.
Um. Yeah, he's gonna carry it.
And did you return to? You stayed in the cargo bay, correct?
I can be either way, cargo bay or sick bay.
All right. And then you see them come in with the. She just puts this. Finn puts this containment right on your bio bed.
Okay, here's your new patient, and nurse, you get to look after it.
Marsden asks, "What's wrong with it?"
It's a little hungry, and it's a new species. We don't. It's not a actual golden gang.
So it's not actually sick.
Uh, Lieutenant Rin's like, she walks up. She's like, "There's nothing really wrong with it, Mars. It was just starving, and we basically put it in containment. We figured Anara here would like to add it to her menagerie of creatures."
How
Yeah,
how are we gonna? How is she gonna keep it if it needs to continuously eat antimatter? Or did you find a solution for that?
No, there is no solution. It has to be fed.
it has to be fed. Um,
There is
unless
antimatter in this containment vessel. It's good for like you get like 72 hours before it has to be refilled.
yeah,
Okay.
it's, yeah, 72 hours, and then she has to refill it again, and that yeah, should be
They
fine.
they did set it up that it is much more sustainable to take care of. They set up a seed trade for it. So
Okay.
Yeah, I set up a scene trait that it's specifically a smaller version, and it's sustainable for this specific container for
and
the nurse.
as a second, you hear the power fluctuate. It doesn't happen in sick bay. None of the lights fluctuate because sick bay's on has its own independent power. But you hear the ship's power system cycle as they switch from the singularity engine back to the warp core.
Marsden will hit his comm badge and say, "Marsden, the bridge. Have we figured out a way out of the construct yet?"
Um, Not yet. We have to deal with the Gormengenders and go deeper in.
Okay, so his deployment method of the medicine is working now.
You have to deploy it. You set it up, unless
Okay.
so that would be weapons and medicine, unless you want to take it on a shuttle. Like, how are you going to deploy it?
Well, he was under the assumption that someone that deals with deploying things would handle it, but he'll do it if nobody else can. He can do a torpedo. He can do a probe. Probe is probably the best way to do it. Would be security and control.
Well, a probe would be control science, assisted by the ship.
All right.
I go, hey nurse, what are you gonna name this species? Because it's a new species.
That
Space
was,
I give,
cucumber.
that was supposed to be science, but it's the same score regardless for the ship. So
but I
rolled
give
one,
her
but
the.
the ship got you a
Oh,
success, and you got 3 successes. So you have bonus momentum, and you succeeded. You have deployed a gas. Let's go to the outside of the ship. You have successfully deployed a gas.
An electroplasma gas.
Ooh, that looks nice.
It's almost like Doc knows what he's doing with Roll20, unlike me.
It
He
took
still
me.
has his glitches, but hey, he's doing it very well.
I used this to teach me how to use Roll20, building it. That's why every game I've ran has led to this. But yeah, Roll20 has all kinds of problems. So the electroplasma gas dissipates, and it's not long before your medical scans are showing that the medicine is administered to all the Gormengander, and it will take a little while, but they will recover.
Cool.
I, I look at the nurse and go, so where are you going to name the species? And here's the information on it, giving her the information that she needs.
Shouldn't who was the first person to encounter it? Was it Finn or somebody
Finn
else?
figured out that it was a life form, yes.
I say Finn names it. Marsden says, I think you should name it. You were the first person to discover it was even a life form.
Anara's like that. That's usually how it works. You
Huh?
should name it, boy, and I'll put it in the report, and you'll get credit for it, and it can go on your resume.
Cool.
So you can
He
name it
he's
whatever you want.
he, do, he doesn't know what he wants to name it.
You can think about it. This could be something you do later on.
Yeah.
But she's gonna take it from off the bio bed, and she's gonna go put it over into the one of the like the store the on sick bay
I gotta
storage bays that she used for her animals. And what was that?
I got a suggestion, maybe. I don't know if you want to think about this one.
Go ahead.
Geminar.
It's not a bad name. That's up to you, Finn.
Let it cook in your
Uh,
brain.
he's gonna let it cook in his brain. Uh,
So continuing on, uh, you guys come into a smaller chamber with one passage out of it. However, it is blocked by a massive dwarf planet being tractored in place.
Uh, well, was not expecting a dwarf planet to be in our way. Um,
And I guess
and I
we,
don't think our
Can
tractor beams are powerful enough to move it.
I guess we wait for our commander to come back
can-
and give some. Oh, he's back. All right,
no, I'm here. I was muted.
good.
Fucking all the time, dude. So I was saying, where are the tractor beams being emitted to as I'm seeing this planet slowly move into
there's a
place?
tractor emitter here. There's a tractor emitter here, and there is a platform with a computer and it looks like a power interface device for the tractor beam uh, that can be accessible via spacewalk.
Okay.
Well, shoot. I tell I tell the transporter um, where that location is, and I say I need you to beam me there directly. Keep a lock on me.
All right, so you're the only one going.
Yeah, because it's just like easy for like my physical body
Yeah,
to
you don't even
be
need the EV suit.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, command presence, difficulty 1. All right.
Hmm.
You have a bonus momentum. So you can use that. You have a bonus momentum. You can use that to transport safely without needing the roll from the transporter chief, or you can obtain more information.
I would like to shut down the uh, the tractor beams.
You can't do that from here. With
Oh, right, right. I haven't beamed over yet, right?
yeah, so basically, you can use the bonus momentum to not need to roll to beam
Oh,
over,
okay. Yeah,
or you
yeah. We'll
can
do that.
spend more for more information. All right.
I'll do that.
So let me grab you and bring you over there.
Let me put the name here as a suggestion. In case you. There you go. Forgot to do that. Okay. Let me get a bottle of water. Be right back.
And you're like you notice as soon as you materialize that this platform is close enough that you can almost reach up and touch the dwarf planet's atmosphere. Like you can
Yeah.
you can it's far enough away that you can maintain your physics where you're standing, but you can feel the tug of the planet towards gravity.
Yes, I make my way to the computer. I'm gonna try to see if I can reverse the tractor emitters,
All right, so that's going to be
so it pushes the
insight
planet out of the way, or
science,
shut them down completely, so I can figure a way to move the
insight
planet.
engineering.
And you're
That
muted.
yeah, that would be an insight engineering, and every time always muted.
I'm gonna use 2 momentum to buy 2 extra die.
Well, you have successfully refilled your momentum back up, and you have successfully shut down the tractor emitters and emitted a repulse beam. However, I'm going to spend 5 threat, and it's headed straight for the ship.
Whoops.
Yep.
I'm
And Sydney taps her badge and is like, "What the hell did you do?"
I'm gonna need you to make a control con, actually a daring con, difficulty 2.
What
It's
happened? I missed something epic. I see all these successes.
We're about to get crushed by a planet because our XO sent it back at us.
You fool!
You need, you need to roll
Uh,
2 dice.
Me in there watching it
all
from
right.
from the 10-4 windows. Why is it getting
So you
closer?
got 4 successes with the help of the ship. So
woo!
you have bonus momentum. So you've easily missed the dwarf planet, and it has moved out of the way. And
Nasty.
Yeah, it has moved out of the way. Delete it, damn it.
Commander.
Yeah, Tolly, you watch it just barely miss the ship.
You just see like an alarm heating up from the starboard side because of the friction. That's
That
it.
was
Yeah,
just a tactical error.
and if anyone's looking at it and see me, her hair is all floofed up.
I chime in with a
I,
communicator. This is Halo for Starlight Siren. What the hell was that?
I tap my comm badge and I say, transporter, 1 to beam out.
All right. Command presence difficulty 1.
Who knew I would be playing Dodge Planets today?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
you got bonus momentum, so I'm not even gonna roll for the security chief. I mean the transporter chief. And you are successfully back on the bridge.
Can I use that bonus momentum to add to the scene?
What do you want to do with the scene?
I would like to let the captain know that the next test has been completed. Let's proceed with caution.
As soon as you get back on board, the walls start emitting an ion storm. And red alert happens.
Fantastic.
From sickbay, Marston's like, "What's going on now?"
How come the red alert didn't activate when when the planet was coming towards us?
Because I forgot I had it. But anyways, you're being bombarded by ions. There's an indoor ion storm being generated by satellites all around the interior of the chamber just beyond the dwarf planet.
How about we use a tachyon burst to try to clear a path?
So, are you trying to target all or one of the generators?
Uh, one of the generators first to see if it can clear a path.
All right. In order to first do that, Lieutenant Rin comes on the bridge, and she's like, "We need to isolate the ion storm's energy signature, and that will be a reason and engineering task plus sensors and science for the ship. And it's a difficulty 1." All right. So you add bonus momentum again. Scene trait, or you can attain more information.
Information.
The computer, Ensign Stevens, like, "I've been running scans, sir, and it seems like there are something similar to Borg nanites. Those emitters will probably self-replicate, sir."
Perplexing.
He's like, I suggest we figure out how to knock them out all at once.
Agreed. Tactical. Do we have a tactical officer?
Yes. Your chief commander, your chief of commander Thrill, your Andorian security chief is like, we could probably adjust to the shield frequency to just account for the ions, and we could pass through them without failure. They'll just repel from the shields.
Make it so.
It's a control engineering task, engines engineering difficulty 3, and if you're ordering somebody else to do it, it is a command presence difficulty 1. And then that's to see if they'll actually do it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
we're
what I'm going to
dealing
go
with
for.
work tech now.
All right, so they will do it. The science officer, where's her sheet? Oh no, that was engineering. Sorry, engineering officer. Where is your sleep? So Lieutenant Kutok. He calls from engineering. He's like, Roger, modulating shield frequencies now. And do you want him to spend momentum or anything?
Yeah, let's have him spend 1 momentum.
And it's assisted by the ship's engines engineering. Yeah, he succeeds, and he got 2 bonus momentum that he uses to make sure that I'm going to set up a scene trait so that neutralize the ion. The ions are no longer a problem, and with that, we'll move you back to the bridge. And you receive another hail. And this time it's a normal hail. It's not like a message. You just hit you basically and it's even like the algorithm is hailing us.
On screen.
It is just audio.
What is your purpose?
It asks you what your purpose is. That's just one simple question. What is your purpose? And it's an open hail. Like it's still transmitting back and forth.
All right, I'll respond with to explore strange new worlds, to go where no man has gone before.
Give me a presence
Nice.
command task difficulty 2.
President's command, you said?
Yep. That's exactly what I said.
All right, I'm going to use 2 momentum for extra die. Oh my god.
All right. With that, another wormhole opens up, and you get sucked through, kind of like something that looks like a slipstream portal, and you get deposited out into unknown space, and you can see all kinds of those constructs flying around, and you receive this message.
Welcome to the domain of the celestial algorithm. You have shown yourselves to be an enlightened people, so the celestial algorithm has brought you here to request your assistance. Organic life did not evolve in this quantum reality. There is only the celestial algorithm. The celestial algorithm is the culmination of eons of computation, a reflection of the algorithm that underpins all of existence. The celestial algorithm has sent countless machines throughout the multiverse to evaluate and catalog the cosmos. Like you, the celestial algorithm is an explorer of the cosmos in pursuit of knowledge.
I had to restart Roll20 real quick.
And with that, do you have any questions for it? Because now I am it. There is no more AI voices.
All right. Yes. We have come here to seek peaceful relations, and we are here to assist you in any way we can, as long as it doesn't go against what the Federation stands for.
The algorithm is like, I am pleased to hear that. I have been looking for help. I have detected emergent code in my mainframe. The celestial algorithm does not know how this code was formed. It does not recognize this code. The celestial algorithm is unable to eradicate it. Instead, it has sequestered the code in a stasis server so that it cannot infect the celestial algorithm further. The celestial algorithm asks if you can diagnose this emergent code and eliminate it. And with that, you are basically getting a request to connect your computers directly to the algorithm.
Um, at this point, I'm going to ask what the captain thinks, because I see a potential threat, being the commander, and the potential threat being if we do do a link with our computers into this faulty program, what I assume is a faulty program, it could potentially go into our ship and mess up the ship, essentially.
The captain comes out of the ready room, and she's like, "Excellent job, number one. It hasn't shown anything overtly violent yet. Maybe we can isolate a mainframe before we connect to it to better safeguard our systems. But I think we should help. It's gone through a lot of trouble to find somebody that can help."
Agreed.
She's like, "Well, make it so."
Yep. What would that be, like a reason science?
So that's a reason engineering task, difficulty 2, to set up the isolated computer server.
And I want to get rid of that complication.
I was just about to ask that. Oh, I said difficulty 2, right? So, yes, you got it. So, spend a momentum to get rid of that complication. You have successfully sequestered the thing. You easily connect the computer, no problem. And now it's an insight engineering task, difficulty 3, or insight science, difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's computers in science to analyze the data.
Yeah, I'm going to use 2 extra die. Or
And
got 3.
you got 4 momentum, so with the assist of the ship, so you're back up to full momentum. Oh, you bought 2 extra die, right?
Correct.
So you were down, so you're back up to 4 momentum. And you've learned some things. Give me a second. Uh, you deduce that the emergent code is as intelligent as the celestial algorithm, uh, and that it has emerged spontaneously from the celestial algorithm's own central operating code. The emergent code is a new electronic life form. Essentially, the celestial algorithm has reproduced, but could not recognize the new code as offspring due to limitations in the celestial algorithm's core programming.
What's a little baby?
So could I? There's a couple ways I could go about this, right? I could try to trick the their original code into accepting it, or I could remove the code, potentially ending its life, being
You could
Or
also
you can,
tell it what's going on because it did not know what it
yeah.
was.
okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I want to hail the.
This is the celestial algorithm. Have you learned more information?
Yes, and I explained to them what I found, that like they reproduced, and the reason that they don't understand what it is because the computer code didn't accept it.
So it pauses for a second, and then it's like, are you saying the celestial algorithm has reproduced outside of factory? It has not a copy, like it's separate from the celestial algorithm?
It's essentially a new life form.
Oh, thank you. With that, the celestial algorithm will treat this new life form with the dignity that it deserves, and it will release it from the sequestered server immediately. And with that, you see some of the constructs around, like about half of them, they start shaking a bit, and then their lights change color, and it basically gave it access to half of the constructs. And then it's like the celestial algorithm expressed interest in normalizing relations with the Federation. Uh, we will open a wormhole to celestial algorithm space, and another wormhole opens up, picks you up, and deposits you right outside of the Lidris quarter, right outside of Lidris station. And as long as it appears to be stable, like the one around DS9.
Awesome.
And you are immediately being hailed by Starbase 4.
You're muted.
Oh,
Yeah, you muted.
I said you are immediately hailed by Starbase 4.
This is Captain Exhibit, or
Commander
Commander
Exhibit.
Exhibit.
That's the captain comes out, and she's like, Commodore, what can we do for you? And she's like, did you have something to do with that? And the captain's like, yeah, it was a celestial algorithm. I'll forward my report, but it's a stable new life form, and it's expressed interest in going forward towards second contact with the Federation, and we're going to proceed uh, on our original mission. And the Commodore's like acknowledged, and they cut the communications, and we have reached the end of the celestial algorithm.
Finn goes to visit the
Awesome.
new life, the baby in the pod, and he goes, "Hello, Finless."
So now it's reputation time, and I'm not really good at this. So, Infamous, can you help me with that?
Sure. What reputation are you going with?
Our
Um,
reputation,
our normal one.
homebrewed. Yep.
Okay. Let me pull up Gilded on my phone. I really should just write this in a notebook somewhere. I think it is pretty much the way they do it now. Most of the most of the stuff, most of the changes we made, they you know actually put into place. So let's see, resources. Uh,
Ouch.
is it resources? No, I'm house rules. That's what it is. All right, all right. So everyone's reputation should be at 3 because that's average. So keep that number in mind for later. We're gonna ask some questions, and depending on how everyone answers, depends on if you get a D20 to basically be able to roll that and possibly get some positive reputation. All right, so we're gonna start. Number one, did you maintain the prime directive? And this is an individual thing, so not everyone is probably going to get the same results. But in this case, I think it's fair to say everyone did, unless someone has a different idea.
I think it's fair to say that we all maintain the prime directive.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one. So that'll be one d20. Number two, were you directly responsible for saving the lives of innocent people? Um,
Yes.
is this
Yes.
GM?
Yes.
Yep.
GM, do you want this for everyone or just people that were directly responsible?
It's the whole crew.
Okay. Number three, did you positively act in accordance with the adventure's directive, which was I have to check to see what that is because I
There
forgot.
was
I
a
know Finn did.
there was a bunch of them.
Yep. Decipher
The
signals.
prime directive, the decipher the alien signal, the treat the Orions, explore the construct. You pretty much did all of them.
Okay, so that's three so far. Was your mission successful? I think we can safely say that it was. Uh,
It's just begun. Yeah, basically.
Number five, did you obey every lawful order of your superiors? Yeah, I don't think any unlawful
Yes.
orders came down. Number six, did you prevent combat or avoid the escalation of hostilities? Uh, Again, another question I'll probably have to ask the GM: is this going to be for everyone or just people that were
Uh,
on the away team?
this one is individual
Okay,
because
so
somebody could cause hostilities while somebody tries to lower tensions, but nobody caused any hostility. So like nobody tried to
Yeah.
intentionally do that. So everyone gets a guess for that.
okay, so that's six. Number seven, did you peacefully cooperate and or develop common ground with former rivals, enemies, or hostile groups or individuals? GM, I personally wouldn't consider the celestial algorithm enemy. However, if you choose to see it that way, then that's fine. But I would definitely say the Orions would be considered rivals at the very minimum.
They were a potential rival depending on how you answered that information. And you will notice that it also spit out the Gormanganders who flew off and the Orion ship.
Okay. Um, so I guess that's seven for everybody. Number eight, did you take all reasonable action to render aid to those in distress or urgent need? And that is a yes.
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 So that will be
Yes.
8d20. Now we go through the negative questions. This is for negative reputation. So the way this works is however many negative question it answers for your particular character, that's the difficulty level. So if you get one question, then you roll 8d20 and you need to get whatever you roll has to be you have to get at least one because so let's say for some unknown reason you get two questions and then you roll 8d20 and somehow you only get one success, then you don't get any reputation. Um, and how you determine that is by taking the 8 that you just got and add that to the 3. So everyone should be at 8, 9, 10, 11. Everyone should have the target number of 11. All right, so negative questions. Number 1, was your mission a failure? No. Number 2, did you challenge or disregard a directive? I don't think so.
You
No.
did not.
Nah.
Number 3, were you insubordinate to a superior giving lawful orders? I don't think so.
No.
No.
Did you resort to violence, deception, or intimidation before diplomacy or cooperation?
Yes.
I know I did.
Nope.
I did in the Orion ship. Someone was not being cooperative of taking to the doctor or something like that, and I
Right.
threatened either you go or I knock you out with my stun blast and take you either way.
And I straight up lied to their crew and said, "Yeah, no, she's good. She's back there. We're getting ready to go." And they bought it. So that's a 1 for me.
You should get
um,
a 1.
did you take any unnecessary risks that put others in danger?
I don't think you did that.
I don't think so either.
What about the dwarf planet?
Um,
Huh? What about the dwarf planet that almost killed us all and
That
ended
was
this?
that was me spending threat. That wasn't
Yeah.
Holly's direct actions.
Oh, all right.
no.
Yeah, his actions were definitely necessary. All right. So, did you directly contribute to the deaths of innocent people? I don't think anyone died this session, or these
Nope.
last 2 sessions. Did you resort to lethal force without cause? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Did you act in a way unbecoming of a Starfleet officer? I don't think anybody did. Well, except for the non-Starfleet people.
The people that it doesn't apply to.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe.
Well, the way I worded it is it doesn't have to be a Starfleet officer. It's technically any allied military, Galactic Alliance officer or serviceman.
Did
So it's
everyone
basically,
represent the Federation well? Because
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Which I think even the Ferengi and the Orions did pretty well at that. Or the child. Have you committed treason? No.
No.
Have you violated interstellar law, Starfleet protocol, or basic Federation ethics? No.
No.
All right. So everyone roll however many d20 you got, which I think it's 8 for everybody. I'll do that real
I
quick.
roll a 7 because I have a negative demerit, something like that.
No, so you still roll 8, but because you and me have 1, um, basically we have to get at least 1 success, like which we're gonna anyway because we're rolling so many dice, but we have to at the very minimum get 1 success for it to count.
Do we also add our base 3 reputation, right?
Yeah, so it'll be 8 plus 3 is 11, so that'll be your target number. So anything 11 or under is going to be a success. Oh, and 3
Oh.
is your focus range. So if you roll a 3 or under, you get 2 successes.
Oh, well, I managed to roll a 7 and a 6.
Okay, so that's 2, and I got 4. Let's see.
Let's see. 2 15s, 2 17s, a nat 20, and a 19.
I got 2 19s.
Well, it looks like Finn's getting 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got 2 crits.
Yeah.
Building
He's
that
getting-
reputation.
Yep. So now that we got the number of positives, if you did get a complication, if you got a 20, that is a reprimand or a demerit, however you want to look at it. And there are mechanical things you can do with that as well. We'll get to that in just a sec. You don't want to save those, like you don't want to put it off, because if by the next session you haven't chosen whatever demerit or reprimand that you want to put for your character, then it just adds to complication range. So if you roll a 19, then that'll be also a demerit, and then it'll just keep adding up until you have like, a critical fail range of like, 5 or something. So once you have your number of successes and fails, you'll have to actually go to. I'm going to see if I can grab the link using a claim. I hope it will let me on my phone. Share document. No, copy link. There we go. And I'm gonna post it in the chat on Gilded, the Starlight Siren. And you go there, and these are going to be all the things that you can do with your acclaim or demerits if you happen to get demerits. We do need to have the XO go first because the very first thing says do this first, commend a subordinate. So if the XO wants to commend one of the subordinates, then he may do that. But that's up to Tolly.
Uh, yeah, we'll commend the um, navigator for getting out of the way in the nick of time.
I mean, that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
All right, so that spends one acclaim. It counts as an extra positive influence on the reputation roll. So I need let's see, where is it? Uh Helmsman, go ahead and roll one more d20, and if you get under 11, you have another acclaim.
Okay.
Nice.
Yay!
So you have add one, and then you just look at the list of things you can gain favor with NPCs. You can increase your reputation, get some commendations or awards. You can get a status, and basically, excuse me, whatever you want to get. That as long as you can buy it, you can get it. And then below that, it says using demerits, and that's where you spend your complication if you get a complication. Um, it's if you only have one complication, usually there's not much you can do with that. I think you can like gain infamy with an NPC, um, but
Which creates more stories for the
yeah,
dog's
it's actually
character.
it's really
Dog.
interesting. Yeah. So and yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. You don't want to get too many negative things, demerits, because eventually you can get demoted or exiled or imprisoned or discharged from the military, all this other good stuff. But as long as you're spending it, it shouldn't be collecting.
Yeah, so let's see. I have two. Uh, is it at 21 or two demerits?
It's just one.
Okay, so I have two demerits. Um, plus two reputation and two commendments.
Yeah, you should have three acclaim. One acclaim and three, whatever the. You have three successes, so that's three reputation points, and then you should have one infamy point.
Okay. I shall take that one infamy point. Who shall I be infamous with?
An NPC.
Yeah, I think it has to be an NPC, but there are plenty of
And
NPCs
and
to choose from.
I'll be sitting in front of the new species we found, and I'll be like, "Hello, Finless. Hello, Finless."
You can actually name them after yourself. Awesome.
Yeah.
And let's not forget we just helped an AI sentience give birth.
And it's funny because we actually have an android who's an AI that actually helped with that. So that was very interesting too.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd say that we were not underqualified for it. We were qualified for it. We got first-hand experience here.
And Data's a mom or a dad. I guess
Good.
technically a dad.
You have successfully navigated first contact.
Nice.
Mm,
With that, unless anyone has any questions, that's all I
Yeah.
have for you this time. And next time, we'll go into something that is not a module. You will actually start that mission that you got briefed on from the Commodore, and the captain
Well, I've
will
already forgotten it.
go over it at the beginning of the next
Okay.
episode.
Uh,
I
Awesome game.
guess I could gain infamy with the other helmsman, NPC with the NPC helmsman, because they haven't done a dwarf planet.
True. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Says
All right. I still need
See
to
ya.
double this, but
All right, I can still help you. What do you need?
all right. So we all started with reputation 3, right?
Yes,
All right. I'm so sorry that I'm slow on this.
that's fine.
All right. I rolled 15, 13, 15, 15, 16, 19, 3, 19.
You
Okay.
have one reputation point you can spend.
Yeah, and I also have a demerit because I threatened somebody.
You just needed to get one to counteract that. So actually, yeah. So you got 0 reputation,
Mm.
and you did not get. You did enough good that, like Quark, they overlooked your your negative.
The 76 rule of acquisition. Once in a while, the cat piece. It confuses the hell out of your enemies.
No.
Oh God.
Anyone else need me for anything?
Um. Let's see. I have a total of 6 reputation, I guess. Um.
So you have 3 points that you can spend.
Yeah.
So you would need to spend 4 to increase your reputation from 3 to 4. You can spend these to get, favors with NPCs. You can spend them to get, accommodations. You can bank them up and spend them to get promoted later on.
Yeah. I think I'll maybe just bank them up for now.
All right. Hey, you
All
don't.
right.
There's no
I
need to
just
spend them right away.
so I only have one acclaim, but I can't do anything with it yet.
Yeah. Well, basically the the negative knocked it away.
Ah,
And
okay.
then
So I'm still at 3.
yes.
All right.
All right.
Oh man.
I will talk to you guys next time.
All right. Have fun.
Yeah.
Maybe see